Okay, welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call, and this is in preparation for trading on November 22nd, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started, this is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. So let's start off with our usual Forex factory. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Coming up, so today we had monetary policy stuff and RBA Governor Lau speaking. Fed Chair Yellen spoke. And coming up in the tomorrow here in the London session, we don't have a whole lot here, but we do have autumn forecast statement for British pound and then core durable goods and employment numbers for the US. Biggest thing here will be the FOMC meeting minutes. So going into FOMC, especially this FOMC will be very important because this is the last one prior to the one they would have to make a decision on. So generally, they don't, I haven't seen them raise rates in the one that does not have a conference after. So the likelihood of them raising rates, well, actually it's just the meeting minutes here. Yeah, so there'll be no raising of rates here, just the meeting minutes. So just basically market is looking for what the Fed is or the Fed officials are discussing and really trying to see if there is an indication of interest rate hikes going into the December meeting. So they kind of started on this track last year, just last December, and they were supposed to do 3 this year. We've only had 2, and this is basically the last one before the final one is up, and that's why this will be important. So going into the 2 o'clock here, going into the New York session, I expect things to sort of slow down ahead of FOMC here. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, London session is fairly quiet here. Let's go on to the charts. Here we are in our Euro US dollar daily chart here. Very, very slow, very, very small move for the day here. So just bear in mind, because we have a really short trading week for the US. US Thursday is a holiday, and then we get into Black Friday. So a lot of people will take Thursday, Friday off, and as a result, it is a really short trading week. And as such, market liquidity can drop quite drastically in these weeks that are holiday weeks. So as a result of that, it is quite common to see very, very small moves. So keep that in mind. And now for tomorrow, based on the daily candle close here, this is very, very neutral. We don't know which way it wants to go at this point. So for now, because it has closed lower than the previous day, the outlook is to see, sorry, the outlook would be to see if it will move lower here into 1.1693 level, so about 1700 level. That's what I would be watching for, to see if price will move lower. So the plan here, the play here that I would be looking for would be a push back up slightly like that, and then a drop into this 1.1700. So if you go take a look at the 1 hour chart here, this is where we are. So I'm looking for price to push up higher, sort of into this previous support and resistance level, or even higher into this R2 level, back into this support or resistance area here, and then a drop. So that's the type of move I'm looking for, and then sort of continuation back down into this S2 level. And if you look here, so we have this drop, and then we have this sideways move. So just looking for continuation to the downside, see if we'll get that. But sometimes we can get a push up here. So that is something to keep in mind as well. So the bias for now for the daily close is neutral here. Okay, so we are looking at British pound here. British pound has been moving up, but if you take a look at it, the move looks quite compressed at this point. So what I mean by that is take a look at this move here, where the candles are nice and large, they're expanding, But right over here, it is pushing higher, but it's not really making much progress. So a lot of times when that happens, price can drop from there. So right now we are into this previous support and resistance area right over here. So if the price stays below this 1.3280 level, about there. So if price stays below that, then I'm looking for price to drop from there. So the move here would be, so the close for the day is very neutral again, right? So this is the type of move I would be looking for in British pounds. So the important thing to note will be, does the price stay below 132.80? If it does, then we're looking for a move to the downside. But if it does manage to break above that, in that case, 133.50 will be the next target to the upside. But my first initial scenario will be to see if it stays below this 132.80 level, and this 132.80 level could be a good opportunity for a potential short. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. And if we take a look here in terms of our 1 hour chart, as we can see, price has made higher highs here, but it's not really, moving up in a very strong way. It's just kind of going sideways. And now a lot of times what would happen is just sort of turn around there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That is my the scenario that I'd be looking for. However, because it is overall still an up move, we do need to bear that in mind. So if it breaks the high here at 132.80, then it could go higher. So again, we won't take a, or I won't take a trade till I see something happen here. So I'll be watching this closely. Overall, the daily bias is neutral. So we just have to see which way that goes. Aussie here, we had a bullish close. So now I'm looking for price to push up higher into this 76.10-ish level around here, or it could go higher into 76.20. But from there, I am looking for a drop in price. So maybe something like this, or even into this level right here. So price pushes higher and then comes back down. So not overly bullish on this. So just looking for price to pull back a bit and drop, and the target here would be 75.36, so bottom of this candle, back into the support and resistance area. Ideally, I would like this level, 76.20 level, and like to see a drop from there. So here we are. Right now we have a pin bar, and it looks like price is trying to push lower. We have a big sharp move out of here, but it could go higher. So this ideally I would like to see it come into 76.20, which is also our R1 level, R2 level, sorry, and then drop from there. But for now, the bias is to the upside because we do have bullish engulfing candle close. So I'm looking for price to go a little bit higher there. New Zealand, US dollar. Oops, the daily here is pushing up higher. As we can see, price has pushed up higher. In this case, I'm looking for price to move higher. The close is still neutral though. Price hasn't been able to break the low, but the close for the day is neutral. As we can see, pins on both sides, so with the green candle body, so bullish to neutral here. So, excuse me, we could see price go higher into 68.80, and then we could see a drop there. So keep in mind though, FOMC will have an impact on all US crosses. So closer we get to FOMC, or if there is any kind of rumblings or comments on the news wires in terms of what the Fed may be doing, that will have an impact on this, especially if the commentary is negative. All of these crosses could get pushed up higher, so bear that in mind. Okay, so dollar CAD here. Dollar CAD seems to be turning here, so it's moving in the opposite direction of what Aussie and New Zealand are doing. So right now we have a bearish candle close. As such, I'm going to look for a move to the downside. Again, the target here would be 126.70 level down here. So just looking for a price to follow through. If it doesn't get that far, 127.20 will be the next target. So just bear in mind that we have the short week, so moves can be a little small. Okay, Euro Swiss franc. So Euro Swiss franc, we had talked about this level here, 1.1711, about 20-ish level here. So price is struggling with it. As we can see, we saw a pin bar here, and now we have another pin here. So it looks like price is dropping off of there. So looking at the weekly, so we're looking at the weeklies. Looking at the daily here, we have pushed off of that. We have a double top here, and now we have a small candle close. So I'm looking for price to move lower in this case. Back down to test this 1.1580 level over here. So I'm just looking for price to drop a bit and just continue back into this in support level here, 1.1580 level. Pound Swiss franc. Oh, nice pin bar close. So this is something I'm going to keep an eye on. For our London trading. I do like daily pin bars as well as 1 hour pin bars. So as we see here, we have had a pin bar and a drop, then we had a pin bar here and a drop, and we had a pin bar here and a drop. So that's what I'm looking for. Price has tested this level, and now we have a pin bar close. So I'm looking for price to drop. The target here is 1.3020, so looking for price to move lower. So this will go on our list for a potential trade for our New York session. So bias is to the downside here. Dollar Swiss franc, we have a bearish close here, so I'm looking for price to drop. The target here would be 0.9870 level, so back into the support and resistance level. So looking for price to drop there. Pound CAD. Pound CAD, nice bearish candle close, so looking for price to drop. The target here is 1.6830 level into the support and resistance. Could go stop right there, 1.6850. So that will be the first target, and then looking into this area here, 1.6820. So 1.6850 and then 1.6820, but the bias daily close is bearish, so I'm looking for price to move lower. Okay, pound yen. Pound yen, this looks like it wants to drop here as well. It is a bit of a compressed move, kind of like this. So it's just the opposite of this. I'm looking for price to, based on this candle close, tiny little pin bar, looking for price to come down here into the next level, 147.80-ish level, back into this support and resistance level. We have this over here as well, so that's a good target level. 147.80 will be my target to the downside for pound yen. Euro yen. Euro yen, we are coming into support, so we have been in this sort of range for quite some time here, and now we have a bit of a triangle. We have a bit of a triangle going here to the downside if you take a look here. And now we are putting pressure into the bottom here. So usually when we have descending triangles like that, the move generally is this. So in that case, first thing to watch out for would be to see if this bottom breaks out. If the support breaks, then I'm looking for price to come and test this little pin here, 130.50 level. So the bias for now is to the downside. First test will be see if we can break it. See how price had tried this level multiple times here, has failed to break it, but right now it does look like it's putting pressure on the support level, and if the pressure continues, we could see a break of that level. So the bias is to the downside for that. Aussie yen. Aussie yen is moving up a little, it's moving up higher, and I was looking for price to sort of come into this level, 85.50-ish level, and maybe even slightly higher into this 85.60 level, back into the support and resistance. And this is where we put the pending short. So that still stands, but I'm not sure, excuse me, if it will pull back that much. So this is another one that I have on my radar. Basically, the bias is a fair bit to the downside here. I'm looking for price to pull back and then do another drop. So this is the type of move basically I'm looking for, potentially, yes, all the way into this 8,400 level, or even into, which is right about there, into that level. So that's what I'm looking for. So for now, I would like to see a push up into this support and resistance level and then a drop from there. But the daily close is bullish, so I am looking for that move to the upside. All right, so the last one here, dollar yen. Dollar yen, bearish candle close, looking for price to move lower. So in this case, we have seen price come and test this previous pin here, pin to pin test, looking for price to drop further. And I'm looking for price to go down to 111.80 level. All right, so excuse me, so that's all I have. Any questions or comments? All right, so if not, we'll wrap it up here, and I will see you guys for the London session at 3 a.m. Eastern. Okay, you guys have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.